Okay, today we're diving into something pretty fascinating for New York City's energy future. Rain-powered solar.
Rain-powered solar, yeah. It sounds a bit unusual, doesn't it?
It does. We know NYC has these really ambitious climate goals. They're shooting for 1,000 megawatts of solar capacity by 2030.
Which is a huge undertaking.
Exactly.
Mm.
Especially with, the city's weather constantly changing and just how incredibly dense everything is. It's a real challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got some sources talking about a novel solution, something to really boost energy resilience here.
That's right. We're going to look at how the city could actually use all that rain it gets.
Which is a lot, like 49 inches a year.
Yeah, over about 120 days typically. The idea is to leverage those rainy periods to get more energy independence.
And we'll unpack what this innovation could really mean for you listening.
Definitely, whether you're in the city or just interested in how cities are tackling sustainability.
So let's paint the picture first. NYC, right now, has over 400 megawatts of solar installed.
And most of that, something like 80%, is sitting on commercial rooftops.
Right. But here's the rub. Winter. Solar output just plummets.
Yeah, it drops by about 45% compared to the summer months. That's almost half the power gone when you might need it most.
And it's not just the seasonal drop, is it? There's a bigger vulnerability issue.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, think back to Hurricane Sandy. The data showed 90% of solar arrays without battery storage just couldn't provide backup power. They failed.
90%, wow.
Yeah. And even now, the city's grid still gets around 40% of its power from fossil fuels. So there's this real need for solutions that are more resilient, more independent.
Okay, so how do you bridge that gap? Especially in winter or during storms, this is where the new tech comes in.
Exactly. It's called triboelectric nanogenerators, TNs for short.
TNs, right. And these work how? By capturing energy from rain.
Basically, yeah. They convert the kinetic energy, the energy of motion, from raindrops hitting a surface into electricity.
Okay, that's clever. But the really interesting bit you mentioned is how they integrate.
This is the key part. Recent advances mean these tang layers can be made transparent.
Transparent.
Yeah, often coated with graphene, so you can integrate them directly onto existing solar panels, photovoltaic systems.
Without blocking the sun.
With minimal loss, less than 3% efficiency drop for the solar panel itself. That is absolutely crucial for a place like NYC where rooftop space is gold.
Okay, wow. So you're not trading off much solar power to get this rain power.
Precisely. You're adding a new layer of generation.
So what kind of power are we talking about?
Well, these hybrid PV Tang prototypes, they're showing they can boost output on a rainy day by maybe 5% to 8% of the solar panel's capacity.
Okay, 5 to 8%.
And importantly, they can even generate power at night during a storm.
Ah, so then the solar panels aren't working at all.
Right. They could charge batteries, potentially giving you, say, 6 to 8 hours of backup power. For a decent-sized system, that could offset maybe 10–15% of grid reliance during a typical, 4-hour downpour in winter.
That sounds really promising. But, deploying new tech in a city like New York, there have got to be hurdles. Big ones, probably.
Oh, definitely. There are practical challenges. For starters, think about the rooftops themselves. About 60% of NYC's 1 million buildings might need structural reinforcement to handle the extra weight.
1 million buildings. Wow, that's a lot of retrofitting.
It is. And then there's pollution, city grime, particulate matter, PM 2.5. It can build up on the Tang surface and cut output, maybe by 8% each quarter.
So they'd need cleaning regularly.
Potentially bi-weekly cleaning in some areas. That's a significant maintenance task.
And what about the cost? That's always the big question.
It is. Right now, adding Tangs might add maybe $8.40 to 60 cents per watt to a PV system's cost.
Which leads to...
Well, without help, it leads to really long payback periods. We're talking 60 to 90 years.
Oof. 60 to 90?
Yeah, it's a serious financial hurdle. It really underlines how vital those federal and NYSERDA incentives are to make this kind of green tech feasible upfront.
Okay, so the economics are tough without support. But are there places actually doing this successfully already? Any real-world examples?
There are. Columbia University is a good case study. They have a big 2-megawatt rooftop array.
Up in Morningside Heights.
That's the one. They added Tangel layers back in 2024, and they tracked it during a big September downpour, about 3 inches of rain.
What happened?
It generated an extra 14 kilowatt hours just from the rain, enough to power their emergency lighting for 2 full days.
48 hours from one downpour. That's impressive.
And maybe even more interesting, their Tesla Powerwalls, their battery storage, recharged 30% faster during that rain event, less need for backup generator.
Okay, that's a concrete benefit. But Columbia is a big institution with resources. Does that translate? I mean, how scalable is this for, say, a smaller business or an apartment building?
That's the critical question, isn't it? And future innovation is focused right there. People are working on things like self-cleaning surfaces,
Self-cleaning?
using special coatings like photocatalytic TRO that basically use sunlight to break down dirt and pollution. The aim is to keep them running at maybe 95% efficiency with less manual cleaning.
Okay, that tackles the maintenance issue.
And for installation costs and those tricky older rooftops, there's work on modular clip-on 10 layers. Something like solar skin is one concept. The idea is they could potentially cut installation costs by 40%.
Clip-on layers. That sounds much more feasible for retrofitting.
Exactly, making it easier for a wider range of buildings.
So let's bring it all together. What does this rain-powered solar really mean for you, for the city?
Well, it looks like a really pragmatic addition to NYC's solar strategy. It uses something the city has plenty of rain to directly tackle that seasonal generation dip.
A unique solution for a unique environment.
Pretty much. And if you look at the bigger picture towards 2030, if, say, 20% of NYC's solar arrays integrated TENGs,
Just 20%.
that could add around 200 megawatts of extra capacity specifically for rainy days. That's a significant step toward a truly 2047 renewable grid for the city.
So here's a thought to leave you with. Imagine a future where every raindrop hitting a New York City roof isn't just, weather. It's actually a drop of energy contributing to a greener, more resilient city.
Yeah.
What could that shift in perspective unlock? Not just here, but for other cities around the world facing those same tricky climate and infrastructure challenges.